Hey guys, welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. I'm Mac if you're new here, and today I'm going to be sharing a really exciting way that you can do print on demand and you do not need any upfront payment. And as we know with print on demand, typically when we do get an order, we are gonna have to use a credit card or some form of money to pay our print provider before they'll actually fulfill the order for us. But the way that I'm gonna show it to you today on Printify, you actually don't need to do that. So it's really, really great and a great way for you to try out print on demand and start getting sales, and you really will see how much profit you're making and not have to deal with all of those payment processing or transactions. And as I said, hi, I'm Mac if you're new here. I talk about e-commerce, passive income, and different ways to make money online. A lot to do with Etsy and all things print on demand. So if that interests you, I would love to have you as a part of our community here on YouTube. And like all my videos, I am going to show you in a step-by-step process so that you can actually start this up today if you'd like to. And I have a really cool design technique that I want to share with you as well that I learned recently, and I've been obsessed with it. Okay, say bye because you're distracting me. So first things first is, how are we actually going to set this up if I said we're using Printify? Because typically the way that this works, if you're using Etsy or Shopify, you need to have a payment processing plan, right? But this is how we're going to do it. We're going to be creating a Printify pop-up shop. Now, if you use Printify, you may have seen this before. It's not super new, but it's definitely a technique that I've been playing around with more, and I find it to be really great for beginners or people that are like interested in print on demand and aren't fully sure if it's for them, which it can be for anybody, but if you're somebody that's kind of like skeptical, this is perfect for you. So a Printify pop-up shop is essentially your own website where you can start listing Printify products immediately. You don't need to create a special domain. You don't have to have a Shopify account. You don't need to set up an Etsy account. You literally don't need much at all. You can just log into your Printify account and select the Printify pop-up option and start creating your store. And I would say that this is probably the easiest way to create a print on demand store right now, because again, you don't need an external site to link it with. You don't need a TikTok, Etsy, Shopify, Wix, etc. You can literally just start listing products directly onto a Printify pop-up store. Only thing you need to do is create a name for your store, pick a theme, and then add a logo, and then you can literally start listing your products. And as I said, the key thing in this is that you do not have to have a payment processing. So Printify, right on their website, let's read it together. It says Printify Pop-Up Store differs from our other sales channel integrations because you won't be charged for any products. Instead, Printify manages payment processing, printing, shipping, and customer support. Like, excuse me, what? They will transfer your earnings to your PayPal or newly updated into your bank account via Stripe. So you will have to create your Stripe account just to like verify when you do sign up, but it's a really simple process. So I will leave a link directly to that below, but essentially if you are in your Printify account, I'll show you where you would find this to like add your new store. So where you would select your stores, you would just click Manage My Stores and add a new store. And then this is where you will get to. So it says, let's connect your new store. And right at the top here, it is still a beta version, but they're making a lot of changes to it. See, start selling right away, launch your pop-up store. Then all you have to do is create your store name. So this could be my store, I'm just giving an example, and it'll say .printify.me. So again, you don't have to create a specific URL, and you can just create a really cute curated store. So let's create one and call it Caviar Cowgirl. Cute. Okay, .printify.me, hit next. And now it's going to tell us to pick our theme. So there's not too many options. I wouldn't call this a downside, but it's just something that's going to save you time. Like, you don't have to go and like do a whole theme on Shopify. You just pick one of these pre-made themes. Personally, I really like the all white one, but I also kind of like this like dark and cream situation they have going. I'm just going to keep it on the all white, but as you can see, there's a bunch of different options depending on your vibe. Continue. And now we are connected and we can start publishing immediately. If you have another store, like let's say you have an Etsy shop already, or maybe you've like started creating products on another store in your Printify account, you can copy products over to this store, which will save you some time, but I'll just create one for you so we can go through the whole process. All right, so now that our store's set up, all we have to do is add products to it. So like I said, it's already live. It already has a domain. You see here, Caviar Cowgirl, and it's ready to go so we can start uploading our products. Now I'm just gonna quickly create like a really simple logo for it though, because that way when you like click on the website and you see like Caviar Cowgirl, I don't know why I'm having such a hard time saying that, it'll also have a logo next to it. So I'm just gonna go over to Kiddle, click the create a new artboard, choose artboard size logo, and then I'm just gonna kind of go through here and to see some of the templates that they have to give me like a little bit of a head start. And the whole thing with this that I really like, as I've said, is that it's not super complicated. So I'm really trying to show you like how easy this whole process can be. I kind of like this vibe here. And while the cheetah was really cute, I'm just gonna delete that. And now I have like caviar cowgirl, and I know that I wanna have some sort of like a circular type of thing there. So I'm gonna go to elements and just type cowgirl hat and see if there's anything here that I can use. And if not, I'm just gonna use the AI tool. Yeah, let's go down to the AI tool, image generator, and I'm gonna type girly cowgirl hat. And I would like to do that in some line art and generate image, and we'll have our logo. All right, so let's center everything, make it cute. I really want this to be pretty basic. And then we'll go to edit, customize store. And this is where we're gonna add our logo. Okay, cute, my logo's there. See, it's like right at the top. Show logo, show store name, publish. And then we can just see how it's up there now. It just has like a little logo. So super simple. Okay, and now let's upload a product so I can show you how this works. So I'm gonna go back to catalog and catalog home. So this is where we get to choose the product that we actually want to list on our store. What's also great about the Printify pop-up shop is you can add anything. You're not gonna have the requirements of Etsy or like TikTok. You can add supplements or coffee to your store without it flagging anything. So that's really great. You can also implement embroidery. There's so many different types of products. Like I never really know where I want to go with it, but I'm thinking, if you know me, I love to sell journals and I love like the little glass sipper cups, but I think for this caviar cowgirl brand, I can really just play off of like girly stuff. So I can add tons of different types of products on my store. So let's do a journal first. And I'm going to show you this really cool thing that I've been doing a lot. You might have seen me do it on Instagram. A lot of people loved that video, but I basically turned my own drawings and made it digital art, and it was so fun. Like, I don't know if that like classifies as like mixed media, but in my mind, I think it does, because if you don't know, I'm actually not a professional designer. I took a few classes in school, but it was never anything that I like really pursued. I'm talking like high school too, like not college. I was trying to go to college for nursing and law, so nowhere near designing, but I've always had like a spec for design, and I love digital art, and I've never been super good at like drawing things, but this was such a fun way that I could actually be able to draw something and bring it to life on the computer that I really loved. And yeah, so I'm going to show you how to do that. But first, let's pick which journal we want, because there's actually a lot of different options here. One of my favorites, right here, I'll show you, is the hardcover journals. So this is a Printify hardcover journal. I feel like my lighting's a little orange, sorry for that. It is all over print, and I also printed on the back side as well. It's like a thought journal, but super cute. You may have seen this design if you watched my last video. Absolutely love it. It's just lined on the inside. So I think I want to like list a bunch of like cute journals like this to kind of get the vibe. And I'm going to copy this from my other store onto my pop-up shop, which I'll show you. So I'm going to go with the hardcover journal. The spiral notebooks are really cute too, but they're not as like nice, you know, like they're nice, but they're not like, that's not the right word. They're nice, but they're not like, you know what I mean? If you get it, you get it. Okay, so let's go down, and this is district photo, which I think they're really great. Start designing. And here I get this question a lot where people will ask me, how do I create a design? Like, how do I know what size to make my artboard? Because like it's never sized correctly or it never comes out right. So anytime you want to do that, before you start your design, go to Printify, pick the product that you want, and right over here under the I for important information, it will always show you your full print area size. Now, something like this could be a little bit confusing because it's a full like layout. So it's showing us this basically, right? That's what it's showing us of like where the design's gonna be. Some people like to design that way. I like to design each page individually, but for the sake of this video, I will show you how we can do it as a full design. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna copy this dimension here, 4065 by 2850. Okay, and then I'm gonna go over to Kittle and just create a new artboard in that exact dimension size. And now this full size of this artboard is the whole thing, right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come from the side here on Kittle, and I'm going to create a line that is directly in the middle. And it doesn't need to be super perfect, but it's just gonna give me an idea of like the middle, you know what I mean? So that way, like, that's where the book is gonna fold. And then I can start creating my design. So one of the most fun design trends that I've been seeing a lot on Etsy, and it's really girly and popular coming up into like the summer seasons, is different types of doodles, okay? And what better way to draw your own doodles and put them onto your artboard? So I wanna create a really cute, like, doodle inspired journal. And so I'm literally gonna draw on some paper and we're gonna put my designs in here and we're gonna use it in the design. Okay, so first I'm gonna grab a piece of paper, literally right off of my notebook here. So I'll show you how easy this is. So ideally you wanna go for a white piece of paper. I got clowned on Instagram because I showed me drawing my doodles on like a lined paper because it's so easy to remove the background and kill, but everybody was like, why would you not just use a white background? And I was like, you don't understand, like, I just drew those doodles, literally. And I wanted to show you guys how you can turn them into art. Anyway, okay, let's stay focused. So clean sheet of paper is much easier to do this on, but if you want to use a lined paper, it's fine too. And then I'm just gonna draw some doodles. So you can either just draw what's on your mind or you can pull up some inspiration on Pinterest of like what types of doodles to draw, but I'm just going to kind of doodle and we're gonna see how it comes out. Okay, so you just saw me do that literally on the back of my notes. Now I have all my little doodles and I am not a professional doodler, so don't make fun of me, but here's like my doodles and I'm gonna show you how we can actually just pop this into our artboard. So I'm just gonna take a photo of my doodles and then I'm going to airdrop it to my computer. And then I'm gonna drag and drop that right into the artboard that I already have that's like sized out correctly. Okay, just gonna click on that. And then we're gonna crop this. I'm just gonna click here. And now I'm going to remove background. Okay, and then now I'm going to go ahead and rasterize this image with only one color because I just want the black and I just want these as an outline. How cool. So I'm just going to go through and erase what I don't want. So I don't want this. And then as you can see here, all of my art is now a doodle. Like, it's an image that I can use in my design. And if there's anything in here that like I don't want, so like for my cherry, right, this is a little excessive, so I can kind of like I can like correct this. And it also like made all of my lines perfected because if you look at this cherry design that I did, it's not like perfect, you know, and this just like made it look better, you know, so super cool. So I'm just gonna pick which ones I want to use for this design. I honestly think I'm gonna keep it kind of simple just to show you, but really cool. And honestly, a method that I think more people should use, because I know a lot of times too, people are like, I really like using my own designs, but I don't know where to start or I don't know how to do digital art. And this is a really great option. And I actually did this the other day too, so you can kind of see some of my other doodles still in here. I made this really pretty bow, which I'm actually really proud of. So I'm gonna bring that into the artboard. And then this is what it looked like the other one that I did. I'll show you. So see how it had the lined paper behind it and it still came out really great. So if you do draw it on lined paper, that's also okay. You just have to like remove the background. And so now I'm just gonna make some copies of these and just erase whatever I don't want. And that way I can make them each like in their own individual element. Okay, so now, all right, so now I separated them all. So see how I just have like a bunch of these cute doodles, and then I'm going to kind of see if I can just make a design that's really simple and like a little thought doodle journal, you know? So I'm just gonna like line these up. Okay, this is really cute and it's literally just my doodles. So I'm going to line it up so that it's in the middle, and then I'm gonna select all of this and hit Control G, which is gonna group them together. And there, and then I want like some sort of background. And I'm gonna go to images and I'm gonna do pink background. See what I can find. Try this out. I don't know if I'm gonna love it, but this is all part of design, right? I'm just gonna make it really big, and I'm gonna go over to opacity and I'm just gonna tone it down, and then I'm going to send this to the back. Use this background. Okay, so this kind of gives the vibe that I want. It's a little bit like very pink, but I think I'm gonna go with it. And then I'm also gonna take one of these from the front of the design, and I'm gonna make a copy of it, and I'm gonna put it back here. And I think I want a little bit of text, so I'm just going to add in some text here. Okay. And then obviously this is not perfect, but I just want you to see that this is such a fun way that you could create like a type of project that you can put right onto your Printify product. I think it's so fun, it's so creative. And I could even do these like themed. So if I wanted to, I could do doodles that are like that coastal vibe. That's really trending right now. Or just like different things that are coming up, like even like a Mother's Day journal or something that you like draw out. I feel like it can be really cute and a really unique touch. Or of course you can just use the elements, like regardless of how you want to design, it's so fun and like a way to create like this. So now I'm just going to export this design. Just gonna hit remove background, export, and then we can just pop right over to Printify and place it right in here. We already have everything set up. So I had to tweak it just a little bit to get it actually like centered. So I just was going back to Kindle and like moving it around so that it was exactly as I needed it to be. Because once I paste it into Printify, and then I got it exactly how I wanted it. So really cute. It just says thoughts, and then it has all the little doodles on the front. And we're pretty much almost done listing this on our store, which is crazy. So now that it's ready to go, looks great. I'm gonna hit save product and we're gonna move on. So I'm just gonna pick my mockups. So Printify updated this as well. So you can actually use Place It to get more mockups, or you can just use the ones over here. Because we're making this really simply in like the easy way, we're just gonna select these. And if you want to like add more, you just click over here and it shows you the options. Then I'm gonna hit save selection. And then we are gonna go down, and what's great now is Printify actually has this AI generation for your description and your title, which saves you a lot of time. So I'm gonna go to generate with AI. It already gave me a title, but I want it to be different. So I'm gonna say Coquette Doodle Pink Journal and hit generate, and then it's gonna give me a title for my listing. Coquette Doodle Pink Journal, hardcover. Okay, and all right, and then it gives me a description already, so I want to add to that, I can. And then I'm going to go down to my price. So as we know with these pop-up stores, they're really great because we don't have to deal with the payment processing. So basically, once we get a sale, Printify is only going to deposit the profits that we made after the production price and the shipping price. It's only going to give us the profits. So like we don't have to worry about like how much we're actually making when paying off our credit card and doing all that. So it's really, really great, as I've mentioned, but we still want to make sure when we're creating our price that we are still making a profit, right? So we know here that the cost of shipping is $6, and we know that with all of this, retail price at $11, we'll be profiting $5. So maybe we want to raise the price a little bit. So I'm gonna charge $14 for the journal, and it's totally up to you. And then it's showing that we're making a 50% profit margin at $7. And then I'm just gonna hit publish. And then this is gonna go directly onto my store. So we'll wait a few minutes for it to actually publish over. So now it says publish. So I'm just gonna go up to visit store. And look, there's already a product ready for us to sell. And that's just so cool because now somebody can just click on your link, click on this, and then immediately add to cart and make a purchase. So like, boom, super easy for your customer to check out. All your mockups are here. It looks super cute. And you can add more photos if you want to. I have videos about mockups, which I'll link for you. And I want to show you quick because I did say that if you wanted to transport a product from another store and put it on your store, I'll show you how to do that because it's actually really easy. So I'm on a different store now, and I'm just going to look for a product that I want to transfer over. I want to bring this teddy bear journal to my store. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to these three dots, and I'm gonna put copy to, and then I'm gonna select the store that I want it to go over, right? Then I'm gonna go back over to Caviar Cowgirl and see, now it's over here, and I'm just gonna hit publish now, publish. And so it just took that from my other store, and then it's going to publish it directly onto this store. So that's really simple if you already have some products that you would want to implement. So see, boom, now we have both of our journals here, and we could keep doing that process and keep creating, but I feel like it's so much fun. And just for some context, this is going to be an external store. So it's not like you're selling on a marketplace like Etsy or Amazon or TikTok. So it does mean that you will have to bring some traffic to your store, because if you just post your Printify store and you're like, I don't know why I'm not getting sales, and you're not marketing or doing anything to get people to your store, then yeah, you're not gonna get any sales. Let's be real, right? So you are gonna have to bring some traffic to your Printify pop-up store as you would for a Shopify store or any other external website. So just keep that in mind and don't panic. There's a great way to do it for free, and that's actually on Pinterest. So you can take your mock-up photos, you can even download the ones that Printify gives you, like these actual mock-up photos. You can download that and then upload it to Pinterest with a direct link to your store and utilize some keywords that you can really get people over to your store. And then you can post those on Pinterest. And what's great about Pinterest is it's actually a search engine. So people don't go there to like purchase things, right? They go there for ideas, inspiration, gift ideas, things like that. So it's really easy to sell to people on Pinterest because they'll click on something that they see that they like and it can bring them directly to your store or whatever you link. So it's a really great method. You could also use social media if you wanted to and put the link to your website in your bio. And yeah, so it's just really great, really easy. You can set it up in less than an hour. Honestly, you could do it even quicker, but I was just sharing this in a tutorial. And I really hope this was helpful to you. Again, a great way to start an online business with literally no money. Like you don't have to put any money into this, which is so amazing. You do have to connect a Stripe account, but that's like fine. You can just connect it to your bank account or PayPal. And yeah, so thank you so much for watching. I hope that this was helpful. I will have everything that I talked about today linked in the description below, of course, along with any discounts that I have. If you do want to check out Printify, if you don't have an account yet, it's free to sign up, literally. And if you want to get discounts on your products and have Printify Premium, I also have a code for that that's below. And if you do want to check out Kiddle and do this cool doodle design hack that I did, it's really, really great. It's fun because it's like more of a advanced design technique that you can't do in a lot of like the online apps. And yeah, I absolutely love it. So if you want to check out Kiddle, which I've been using all the time now, it is in the description as well for you. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to leave any questions that you have about this below. I know that we went over a lot, and the Printify pop-up shops I haven't really talked about much, so if you want to see more, definitely let me know. And there's also a pricing and marketing video that I have coming out soon, so make sure you're subscribed so that you don't miss out on that and any of my videos in the future. Join our community. Thanks so much, and I will see you in the next video.